Welcome back to the Eye on Weather Blizzard of 78 special. And late January, it's the midway point of winter. We're now past the coldest average temperature and we're past the average snowfall. So it's a good time to look back at our outlook and look forward to the second half because there's still a ways to go. So what have been the big headlines this winter? I think number one, it's got to be the cold that we saw starting Christmas Day and going into the start of January. That first week of January was the coldest on record across most of New England. We had pipes freezing, we had Slurpee waves back on Nantucket, ice chunks on Cape Cod. There are still significant ice jams around New England because of the thaw after we saw such thick ice develop on our rivers. So that cold, exceptional. Now we've had this January thaw, and we're actually going to end January pretty much with average temperatures. So things have balanced out a little bit. We called for that thaw. Don't think it's been an exceptional one for us, but it has at least given us a little break from winter. When it comes to snowfall, we're sitting right at average right now. About 2 feet in Boston so far, 3 feet in Worcester. So from that perspective, it looks to be like we're on track.
So I think the question is, where do we go from here? A little La Nina update in a weak to moderate phase and is expected to stay that way, often peaking and so in the winter months and may gradually ease as we head into spring, which can typically mean a milder finish. But it doesn't look like that'll be the case this time around. There's many more pieces to the puzzle we look at for that.
And I don't think we're through with the cold by any means.
No.
The La Nina gives us the variability. We have other indices like I love the QBO, which basically says we're going to go into more cold weather. I like the MJO, which is another fancy indices that gives us the chance of going into a cold phase now. So that leads us to believe we're going to have a lot of cold weather ahead. It's all about the storms now.
The MJO has really correlated well through this winter.
Exactly. Everything is correlating well. They're phasing.
It's brought that warm spell that we've just had and now switching as it descends into that colder phase going forward.
Oh, speaking of the cold, we look to Siberia, other parts of the globe to see where the cold air is pooling, and it's right over Siberia once again. 100 below zero for some of those temperatures. That is brutal. Nothing like what we can expect here, but we'll have our next cold snap perhaps come February.
It looks like mid-February to mid-March right now. It might be that time frame to watch for things to shift again. As Barry mentioned, La Ninas bring a lot of variability. I mean, we've gone from really cold to fairly mild with some of these storms. It looks like we're going back to that cold phase. So all told, our initial outlook, we called for about average snowfall. That looks to be pretty good, so long as we don't see a February snow blitz, which right now it doesn't look likely. That was like a generational event. When it comes to temperature, we probably have to adjust to a slightly colder than average winter. Because right now we're sitting colder than average, unless February is warmer than average, which it doesn't look like right now. I won't be able to make up that ground. So here we go. Little ways yet to go in wintertime.
Even though we're going into colder phase, we will not have a repeat of February 2015, right?
I mean, that was just something that you're telling your grandkids about.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That won't happen again.
Nope.
Do not fear. If you'd like to track all the changes, much more in-depth information on CBSBoston.com, and we'll be right back with our Blizzard of 78 special right after this.